All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and our home team. And this will be a All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and our home team. This is taken at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And some room to maneuver. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Under 10. Check. Crunch.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Mixon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
They start on the ground here. It's Sanders. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where it came from. Switch.
On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
I got this. 58 for Mike, 58 for Mike. Watch the run. Flip that.
58, Mike. Watch the out, watch the out. Hey, 58, what? Yeah, Mike, 58, right there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A 3rd down gain of 19.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike. 58 is the Mike.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Open man is Higgins. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. And to give this time to the tailback. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They're running it. Check. Max box. Mike. 2-6. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. All day, baby, all day. Boom, boom.
2nd and 3. This one complete to Smallwood. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
58 is the Mike. 58 is the Mike. Tighten up, tighten up.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
That's it. Hey, turn it up. 58, boys, 58. 58.
2nd and 9 now. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And his guys have taken the lead. Point after, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down and leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it, and they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Hayward. Go. Motion. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right? Go. Here we go. Hey, 58 is the Mike. Go, 58 is the Mike. Right, go. Pass. Here we go. Watch that. Wide. Get wide. Delta. Say.
2nd and 4. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
58's the Mike.
They'll drop the throw. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ready. Go to base. Yes, Mike. Got you. Go. Check 50. Hey, 52. He's crashing. He's choking. Watch twist.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives, so a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator is a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Check, ready. Now the wolf. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here now is second and 10, again from the 41.
I'm here all day. Lucky.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll rifle this one deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. And what a big-time play there. 43 yards.
At the 16-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Echo.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here.
Hey, anyway. Check 20.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it first and goal.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
No. Switch.
Check 9. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Check 3.
He's coming. We got double up.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quentin Williams coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, Mixon. Give him 7 yards on the carry, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Alert flare. Alert flare. 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 Okay. Smell. 458's the mic. Let's go. Let's go. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety.
They'll run with Sanders. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. It's caught by Sanders. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And an alley to run. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
58 to Mike. I got you, punk. 58 to Mike. 58. 58 to Mike. Hey, pick it up. Go. 58, boys. 58 to Mike. Here we go, G. Here I come. You're up. Showing it. Switch it. Swing up.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Check 24. 58's the mic. Curve it. Zoom, zoom. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. Come on. Come on, D. No, no, no. Off, off, off. 66. Bullet. Half.
They'll set up to throw. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. From 6 yards away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Chopper, chopper. Watch block, motion, block, block, block.
2nd and 5. Airing it out deep for Smith. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. The final shot before break. Martinez. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
SOS, SOS, SOS.
They run for it with Mixon. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. 2nd and 15. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked picked off right around the 43. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Mixon with a first down carry. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Another run with Sanders. Space to maneuver at the 40. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the night. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Martinez now looking to throw on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Martinez. And he's got Bennett. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
First down, Bears.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged him
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Martinez throwing on third and long. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike, coming to you, coming to you. Mike, 55. Right there, 55. Six man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
They're going to try and throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the Bears' 28-yard line.
57's a Mike. 57's a Mike. Go. Check nickel. Watch that.
2nd and 11. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That was DeAndre Baker that time who was able to break that one up.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
57's hard shot. 65. Neil. 65. Wide. Get wide. Say. Bang.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now on fourth down, Doug Peterson turns it over to the field goal unit. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They'll rumble for about 6, up across the 20 to the 22.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Martinez. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. To throw is Martinez. Throwing on 4th down. And complete on the right side to Bennett. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game. They've worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check it back.
They'll stay on the ground, mix it again. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Looking to throw. Martinez. He completes it to Bryant. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Bears on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Now they'll run on the draw. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. You're man. You're not ready. Jim.
Alert 3.
On 4th down. Martinez. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Mike 57. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go. Here we go again. Slam.
They'll run on 1st down. Sanders. And a nice spin into some open field. And he's got this down to the 35. They pick up 11 in addition to moving the chains. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to Sanders on 1st down. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down now. It's Sanders. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards on 3rd down as the drive rolls on.
1st and 10 to the 15-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Sanders. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll run on 1st down. Hawthorne. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Well, they had done a really nice job on him through 3 quarters plus, but you just had that feeling eventually he was going to get loose.
And this is why coaches always preach that it's a 4-quarter game, right? It gets trite for us. It gets trite for the fans. This is exactly what they're talking about. What you did before was terrific, but will it stand up if you start giving up big plays as we saw there?
And he is into the end zone again, so get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. A gain of 3, second down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Finding Knox there, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 22 yards there, a first down. This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Check 3. He's coming.
Another run here with Sanders. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the home team here, they're strong. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock.
The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock.